Hello everyone, welcome to 9th standard second language English Unit 1 Prose The Enchanted Pool written by C. Rajagopalacharya. In the Mahabharata, the Pandavas lost everything in the game of dice to the Kauravas and had to live in the forest for 12. During this period, they had to constantly move from place to place for safety and to meet their daily needs. One day in the 12th year, the Pandava brothers wandered deep into the forest in pursuit of a deer. The sun was hot overhead, and the five brothers grew more and more weary and thirsty. Yudhishthira sank down under a tree to rest and said to Nakula, "Brother, climb that tree and see whether there is any pool or river nearby." Nakula climbed the tree, looked around, and said, "At a little distance I see water, plants, and cranes. There must certainly be water there." Yudhishthira sent him to fetch some water to drink. Nakula was glad when he got to the place and saw that there was a pool. He was very thirsty himself and so thought of quenching his thirst before taking water in the quiver for his brothers. But no sooner did he dip his hand in the transparent water, he heard a voice which said, "Stop, Nakula, do not drink. This bowl belongs to me. A son of Madri, O son of Madri, answer my questions and then drink the water." Nakula was surprised, but carried away by his intense thirst and heedless of the warning, he knelt down and began to drink the water. At once he began to feel terribly drowsy and he fell down to all appearance dead. When Nakula did not return for a long time, Yudhishthira sent Sahadeva to see what the matter was. Sahadeva also ignored the warning. He drank the water and at once dropped down. When Sahadeva too failed to return, Yudhishthira sent Arjuna to see whether the brothers had met with any danger. Arjuna went swiftly. He saw his brothers lying dead near the pool. Heartbroken with grief, he wanted to avenge their deaths. However, he too was overwhelmed by a monstrous thirst which compelled him towards the fatal pool. Again the warning voice was heard. Answer my questions before you drink the water. This pool is mine. If you disobey me, you will follow your brothers." Arjuna became very angry. He cried, "Who are you? Come and stand up to me, and I will kill you." He shot sharp arrows in the direction of the voice. The invisible being laughed in scorn and said, "Your arrows can't touch me." Arjuna wanted to destroy this unseen foe, but first he had to quench his terrible thirst, so he drank the water and also fell down dead. After another anxious wait, Yudhishthira turned to Bhima. "Dear brother, Don Arjuna, the great hero, hasn't returned. Something terrible must have happened to our brothers. Please find them quickly." Bhima hurried away without another word. Like Arjuna, Bhima also did not heed the warning and drank the water eagerly, glaring around in defiance, and instantly his great strength seemed to slip from him like a garment, and he also fell dead among his brothers. Puzzled and worried that his brothers had not returned, Yudhishthira himself proceeded in the direction his brothers had taken. When he came near a pool, he saw his four brothers lying on the ground, to all appearance dead. He was shocked. He got into the pool to quench his thirst. At once a voice without form warned him, "Your brothers died because they did not heed my words. Do not follow them. Answer my questions first and then quench your thirst. This pool is mine." Yudhishthira knew that these could be none other than the words of a yaksha, and guessed what had happened to his brothers. He saw a possible way of redeeming the situation. He said to the bodiless voice, "Please ask your question." The voices put questions rapidly, one after another. It asked, "What makes sun shine every day?" Yudhishthira replied, "The power of God." "What rescues man in danger?" Yudhishthira quickly answered, "Courage." "What is more nobly sustaining than the earth?" Yudhishthira said, "The mother who brings up the children." "What is faster than wind?" "Mind," Yudhishthira replied. "What befriends a traveler?" "Learning." "Who is the friend of one who stays at home?" "The wife." "Who accompanies a man in death?" "Dharma, that alone accompanies the soul in its solitary journey after death." "Which is the biggest vessel?" "The earth, which contains all within itself, is the greatest vessel." "What is happiness?" "Happiness is the result of good conduct." "What is that abandoning which man becomes loved by all?" "Pride. For abandoning that, man will be loved by all." "What is the loss which brings joy and not sorrow?" "Anger. Giving it up, we will no longer be subjected to sorrow." "What is that by giving up which man becomes wealthy?" "Desire. Getting rid of it, man becomes wealthy." "What makes one a real Brahman? Is it birth, good conduct, or learning?" "Answer decisively." "Birth and learning do not make one a Brahman. Good conduct alone does. However learned a person may be, he will not be Brahman if he is a slave to bad habits." Greatest wonder in the world. Every day men see creatures depart to Yama's abode, and yet those who remain seek to live forever. This verily is the greatest wonder. Thus the Yaksha posed many questions, and Yudhishthira answered them all. In the end, the Yaksha asked, "O king, one of your dead brothers can now be revived. Whom do you want revived? He shall come back to life." Yudhishthira thought for a moment and then replied, "May the cloud-complexed, lotus-eyed, broad-chested, and long-armed Nakula, lying like a fallen ebony tree, arise." The Yaksha was pleased at this and asked Yudhishthira, "Why did you choose Nakula in preference to Bhima, who has the strength of 16,000 elephants? I have heard that Bhima is most dear to you. And why not Arjuna, whose prowess in arms is your protection? Tell me why you choose Nakula rather than either of these two." Yudhishthira replied, "O Yaksha, Kunti and Madari were the two wives of my father. I, a son of Kunti, am surviving, and so she is not completely bereaved. So, to be fair, I asked that Madari's son Nakula be revived." The Yaksha was so pleased with Yudhishthira's impartiality and granted that all his brothers would come back to life. It was Yama, the Lord of Death, who had taken the form of the deer and the Yaksha, so that he might see his son Yudhishthira and test him. He embraced Yudhishthira and blessed him. Yama said, "Only a few days remain to complete the stipulated period of your exile in the forest. The 13th year will also pass by. None of your enemies will be able to discover you. You will successfully fulfill your undertaking." And saying this, he disappeared. Thank you.